Hi, everyone. It's Tran Bowie. Thank you so much for joining us today. So we know that COVID has forced a lot of cancellations, but I'm so happy to report that Summer Sippin Roswell is back for the 5th year. Now, it's going to look a little different, but I promise you it is going to be so much fun. We're going to tell you all about it today. First of all, I want you to take a look. We are at Deep Roots Wine Market and Tasting Room. We're so fortunate to be here. When no one's here, so we have room for the entire space. Do you remember the wine dispensers? That's one of the highlights here. Lots of wine. There's all kinds of events that are always happening. But today we are going to join Steve Stroud and Ashley Allen, who are with Roswell Inc. Steve is the executive director, and Ashley is the marketing and creative specialist. And Roswell Inc. actually sponsors this event. So that's why we're going to talk to them. And Steve, I know that you had planned on having this in June. COVID had other plans, right?
COVID actually derailed it for June because we didn't feel it was safe. And, you know, this is an industry support program. We have great chef-driven, family-owned restaurants here in Roswell, and the whole purpose is to highlight those restaurants in that industry. And that industry was so affected. So many layoffs, so many closures, uncertainty. And we just said, but we've got to support, we've got to help. And this year we reached out and said, how can we do that, and what's the timing? And we surveyed some of the restaurateurs here and said, and especially past recipients or participants, and said, what can we do? You know, can we move it? And we came up with this new idea, and we think that this is really going to help.
I love that you brought it back. So for those of you who don't know how Summer Sippin works, we posted all the information above, so if you'll check out the website and download the app. But basically, we have about 52 restaurants who have these creative concoctions, and they're vying for the best sip in Roswell. So Ashley, talk about that, how important this is for restaurants this year. You actually have your largest number yet.
Yes, this is our largest year ever, over 50 restaurants, as you said. And basically the restaurants come up with a creative drink, and they're all creating for the best of. We have 2 categories, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, so it's completely family friendly. But it gets people in, maybe it's in just to pick up a carry-out kit this year, but it still gets you into some of the restaurants that are maybe new, or some of the restaurants that are your favorites, but you haven't been to in a little while. And hopefully you pick up an appetizer or a dinner as well. So it helps to drive that business. And then our winners get bragging rights for the next year, right? So
let's talk about how that works. So it's really important that you download the app onto your phone, because that's where the ranking and the rating, and that helps choose this.
And you can do it on the website as well. So if you don't want to download the app, our app and our website are completely integrated. If you'd like to vote on the website instead and then maybe get the app later or go back and forth, that's completely fine. All the rankings are tallied no matter where you vote. And that's how we determine the winner. It's the people's choice.
And Steve, I want to go back to Roswell Inc. We're doing this because we are trying to support our local businesses. And I think also, I'm so glad you brought it back, because I think we all needed something fun to look forward to. And every time I see Summer Sippin', it kind of just builds the excitement, because I want to go and try all these restaurants, and many I don't even haven't been able to visit, and forces me to go out and try them. So tell me what Roswell Inc. does for businesses. I know that you're a major support for the businesses here.
Well, our whole purpose is to create jobs, and we were created over 10 years ago with the vision of the mayor and council and our current mayor and council to work with the 5,800 businesses here in Roswell, different industries, support those industries to cultivate good business. How do we do good business and keep and retain? You know, your best customer is always your current customer, right? And how do we help those businesses? And this COVID was explicitly designed for us to come out and say, here's where your resources are. Here's who you can go to. Here's the bankers that are loaning money. Here's the PPP, and help to explain that. Entrepreneurs don't sleep, and they need answers and they need responses. And we're an entrepreneurial organization that's guided by a board of directors, and we've been around 30 years. Roswell Inc.'s been around 10. And our purpose is to support business and help those businesses grow, large and small, here in Roswell.
Well, you're so right. Sadly, COVID did make us realize how important Roswell Inc. is. And you were able to step up and you were able to help not only navigate your own organization, but other businesses. So will these local businesses be okay?
You know, what we see in North Fulton, especially in Roswell, we're an entrepreneurial community. 2/3 of our businesses are 20 or less employees. And that's an important part because smaller businesses sometimes can pivot even better than larger businesses. But what we do see is this transition of entrepreneurship into ownership by not only the owner, but the staffs, because we all want to get through this together. And I think for the first time you're seeing what Roswell really is about. It's about sense of community. It's about bringing people together. And again, the whole city was founded by an entrepreneur.
Absolutely. And you're so right about that. Ashley, for all these businesses are involved, I know that it's not just about cocktails. You were saying we also have mocktails and coffee and some healthy drinks as well. So tell us, okay, I saw the list of all the different drinks and all the different restaurants. It's a little overwhelming. 52 is a lot. So tell me, what is a good game plan? Do you just want to like go in and go down the line? Do you want to close your eyes and pick which one? Yeah. Tell us what we should do.
It's different for everyone. And honestly, in our 5th year, the drinks get better and better every year. I'm the kind of person, I'm going to scroll and just stop because that like spontaneity. But we do have a few people who they get that app early. They start making their game plan. They start calling up their friends and saying, all right, let's try this one. Let's try that one. So it's different for everybody. But, you know, we've got 8 weeks total and you got to try as many as you can in those 8 weeks. But because we do have some coffees and some smoothies, you can kind of create an all day summer sip excursion and try, you know, one for every meal of the day if you need to. So, yeah.
Steve, you have a game plan?
Oh, our game plan is make sure we touch as many people as we can. All these entrepreneurs, I mean, just look at the photos. They just jump off the page and invite you to take a sip, right? And so we just encourage and share with our friends and our neighbors. And we've got friends from Midtown and Buckhead and perimeter area that come out just because Summer Sippin's happened. And they can see, hey, that's a great place. Let's go hit 3 of those and then Uber home.
Absolutely. Let's Uber home. Okay, so what makes a winning drink?
Ooh, creativity. Definitely a nice backstory. If you've got some real passion behind it and a little bit of Roswell mixed in there. And also the clever ones tend to be really good as well. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, everyone this year seems like it could be the winner.
Yeah, they've upped their game. I do love the names. I do get, when I do stop, it's the picture, the color, and the name. So speaking of that, when we come back, we are going to talk to Christy here at Deep Roots, and she's going to tell us about a new carry-out, take-home option that is a kit that you can do at home. It doesn't get any better than that, right? All right, stay with us.